Hello, everyone. Welcome to this mini webinar. My name is Jennifer Geraldine, and today we are going to talk about a very important topic: how to speak English with confidence. This is a key topic because many people study English for a long time. They learn vocabulary, they understand the test, and sometimes we can't even write uh, begin the start to speak, feel uh, afraid instead of the prayer to stay silent. So, is the webinar, I want to share some simple but effective strategies that can help you feel more confident and comfortable when speaking English. In this webinar, we are going to focus on three main things. First, how to speak without fear, because fear is one of the biggest barriers in language learning. Second, how to build confidence instead be still, because confidence does not appear studently. It's grow with practice and learn how to express your ideas clearly using simple English without needing advanced levels. And the question, what would you learn today? Speak with your fears, with confidence, express yourself clearly. Uh, Second question, are you afraid to speak English? And Clarice, type your answers via chat or microphone. Yes or not.
Yes.
Yes.
And to begin, I want to ask you a question. Do you feel nervous when speaking English? You can answer yes or no in the chat. This question is important because it helps us understand how we feel when we use the language. In most cases, many people say yes, and that's completely normal. Feelings nervous is part of the learning process, but the important thing of the thing ways to overcome. With with the briefing and difficult to speak English. And now let's talk about the problem. Is difficult to speak English. There are several reasons. One of the most common is the fears of making mistakes. And many students this that they make a mistake. Others will forget them. Another reason is the lack of vocabulary. Students feel they don't have enough words to express themselves. And finally, there is nervousness, especially when speaking in front of others. This factor can block communication. The most common mistake. One very common mistake is trying to speak perfectly. Many students believe they need perfect grammar, perfect pronunciation, and a great vocabulary before they can speak. This idea creates pressure and anxiety because as these students often chose not to speak at all as they start their progress. The truth is, you don't need perfect English. You need to communicate. But here is the truth. You don't didn't need perfect English to communicate. The main goal of any language is communication. It's meant sharing ideas, thoughts, and information. If the other person understands you, then you are already successful, even if you make mistakes. Communication is perfection. So, it is very important to remember this idea. Communication is more important than perfection. This is my message of today. When you change this mindset, you reduce pressure and feel more relaxed when speaking. Strategy one. Example. His work was good. The first strategy is to use simple words. Many students they need to use difficult vocabulary. To use better words is not necessary. The most important is to be clear. For example, if you didn't know a word, you can say in the simple way. This reduces stress and helps communication. It's It is also important to express your opinions. You can use a simple expression like I agree or disagree, even though they are short. They help you participate in conversation and show your ideas. Strategy 2. The second strategy is to explain the idea. If you do now a word from a song, is to describe. For example, you can say, and sometimes you use it to cut paper. This way you continue speaking and maintain your confidence. Practice it. Now it's time to practice it. I use some simple question like, what do you like? What do you do every day? And what are going to do now? To answer using simple words and the phrase the learning. Didn't worry about mistakes. Just focus on communicating. To finish, let's remember the most important ideas. You didn't learn perfect English. You need confidence and practice. The more you speak, the more comfortable you feel. Confidence grow little by little. Let's remember the most important ideas. You don't learn perfect English. You need confidence and practice. The more you speak, the more comfortable. Confidence grows little by. I want you to remember this sentence. Speak English, even if not perfect. Is the to improve. Every time you speak, you are learning. Your turn. What do you like? What do you do every day? What are you doing now? Write your answers in the chat con Legos.
Yes, guys, remember we need to participate during the session as well.
Saying closing. And closing time. Thank you very much for your attention and participation. I hope this webinar will help you feel more confident when speaking English. See you next time.
Thank you so much. Okay. For example, Jennifer, I have a question for you. which strategy, sorry, have helped you or have you helped to improve your abilities with English?
Repeat, teacher.
Yes, which strategies could help you to improve your English abilities?
Um, confidence is important because it helps students speak more freely and communicate their ideas without fear. Is the main problem is fear of making and because communication is more important than grammar. One strategy is to use simple words and speak without worrying about mistakes. And it and finally they feel stress and stop speak stresses and stop speak.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Continue, Willie.
Okay, hello,
Thank you, teacher.
Jennifer. My question is, what is the best way to prove confidence with speaking English?
Thank you, Angie. The best way to improve confidence when speaking English to practice speaking and not word mistakes. Many people are afraid because they want to speak perfectly, but that is not necessary. You first need to communicate your ideas. When you speak, try to use the simple words and take your time. If you don't know word, you can explain in another way. This helps you continue speaking without stopping. Thank you.
Thank you.
How
Uh,
to, compañera Jennifer, hi.
Hi,
My,
William.
my question is how to speak English, what's confidence, what advice will you guide to students who are afraid of making mistakes when speaking English.
Okay, William. I work in a student that making mistakes is a natural and necessary part of learning a language. No one becomes fluent without making errors first. It's the end of saying mistakes are sometimes negative. They should say then opportunities to improve. I will also encourage them to focus more on communication than on being perfect. Thank you.
Hi, Jennifer. My question for you is, what practical strategies do you think a student can use to overcome fear or anxiety when speaking in front of the others?
And that's a great question. I think there are some simple and practical strategies students can use to reduce the fear when speaking English. First, they can use a basic support phrase like "let me think" or I I don't know how to say. This helps them feel more relaxed and like then time to think. Second, students students should focus on using simple words instead and trying to speak English perfectly. When they when they keep their language simple, they feel more confidence and less stress. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Jennifer. This is my question for you. In your opinion, how can a student change their mindset to prioritize communication instead of worrying about grammar mistakes?
Thank you, Maverick. That is very important question. I think students can change the mindset by understanding that the main goals are language and communication, not perfection. First, they needed to accept that making mistakes is normal and part of learning. Even native speakers make mistakes, so it's okay. Second, a student should focus on being understanding instead of being perfect. If the other person understands this message, the communication is easier. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. For continuing, I think Juliana, is your turn. Yes?
Yes, teacher. Okay. Um, you can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, ¿Alguien está grabando? No, no, espera.